Greetings. This devotion is for the 11th of September, and the reading is from Genesis, the 42nd chapter, verses 1 through 17. When Jacob learned that there was grain in Egypt, he said to his sons, "Why do you keep looking at one another? I have heard," he said, "that there is grain in Egypt. Go down and buy grain for us there, that we may live and not die." So 10 of Joseph's brothers went down to buy grain in Egypt. But Jacob did not send Joseph's brother Benjamin with his brothers, for he feared that harm might come to him. Thus the sons of Israel were among the other people who came to buy grain, for the famine had reached the land as far as Canaan. Now Joseph was the governor over the land. It was he who sold to all the people of the land, and Joseph's brothers came and bowed themselves before him with their faces to the ground. When Joseph saw his brothers, he recognized them, but he treated them like strangers and spoke harshly to them. "Where do you come from?" he said. And they said, "From the land of Canaan to buy food." Although Joseph had recognized his brothers, they did not recognize him. Joseph also remembered the dreams that he had dreamed about, and he said to them, "You are spies. You have come to see the nakedness of the land." And they said to him, "No, my lord, your servants have come to buy food. We are all sons of one man. We are honest men. Your servants have never been spies." But he said to them, "No, you have come to see the nakedness of the land." And they said, "We, your servants, are 12 brothers, the sons of a certain man in the land of Canaan. The youngest, however, is now with our father, and one is no more." But Joseph said to them, "It is just as I have said to you, you are spies. Here is how you shall be tested. As Pharaoh lives, you shall not leave this place unless your youngest brother comes here. Let one of you go and bring your brother, while the rest of you remain in prison, in order that your words may be tested, whether there is truth to you, or else, as Pharaoh lives, surely you are spies." And he put them all together in prison for 3 days. So, this is a long story in the book of Genesis. It is one that we understand as Joseph in the coat of many colors. That is who is the governor here and talking to his brothers. This story even hit Broadway, and Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat. But nevertheless, Joseph, just to remember this story a little bit, before this time, the brothers were about to kill him. Then they decided they could make some money on him, and so they ended up selling him basically into slavery to Egyptians. And what ends up happening is Joseph becomes an officer governor, as the text says, in the Egyptian government, the one who's in charge of the grain. Now, the whole area was experiencing famine, and nobody could grow anything. Joseph foresaw this famine, and so Egypt grew ahead of time, filled up silos, had all kinds of extra grain so people wouldn't starve, and they had the ability then to sell it to other places like Israel. Hat in hand come the brothers. This is what we see here. Coming to their brother, who they thought ended up dying, right? And that's the one they say who is no more. Right? But that's who they're talking to. They come begging for bread. Joseph knows who they are. They don't recognize him, but Joseph knows who they are. And he puts his brothers to the test. Now, as this story plays itself out, Joseph says who he is. They have a reunion of sorts, and there is a strong piece that goes on here of faith in God that Joseph has lived by, forgiveness of his brothers who really tried to kill him. Okay? Joseph, and as much as Joseph put his brothers to the test, what really happens here is he's setting up a time of forgiveness and restoration of relationships. That's the heart and the soul of this story. That despite all the things that happen and go on, Joseph sets an incredible example of faith and an incredible example of what it means to forgive. That's the message for us. Join me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.